Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today we will discuss some do's and don'ts of the UPSC preparation which we often tend to ignore. So let's get started. First is ignoring our mental health. We often tend to ignore our mental health when it comes to the preparation and which can lead to low productivity, anxiety and depression, etc. And we don't manage our stress and nobody tells us how to manage our stress. We only focus on studies, and we ignore the main aspect of the preparation, our mind. And if our mind is not performing well, it is in some anxiety. So our productivity will low, we will feel bad about the preparation, and motivation will obviously come down. So there are some ways to deal with this stress, which I have figured out. Like it has helped me. First, stress management. Like there are many books I will recommend also. So you can read it, and it helps in stress management and time management. Okay. Second is talking to your parents and friends, only to the supportive friends, those who know you well, and they will help you a lot because when you talk to someone new about your situation, you feel a sense of relief. So, and with your parents, if they are very supportive about your preparation, you can talk to them. You can daily explain to them your problem, and that will give you a sense of relief that my parents know that I'm preparing well and I certain problems that I have, and always parent encourage you. So that will take your mind off the issue, and that helps a lot. Okay. And third is taking weekends off, or if you're very busy, like your schedule is very tight, at least take half day in a week off, and do not think about UPSC a bit. Okay, watch a movie, web series, but don't think about UPSC. If you're taking a day off or half a day in a week, and then also you're thinking about UPSC, you will increase the stress. Okay, so do not think about UPSC. Maybe you can go out for dinner with your family or friends, watch web series, etc. Okay, and one more reason for stress is making unachievable to-do list. So always make a to-do list which is achievable or seems to be achievable. Making a to-do list like I will study 14 hours a day, and you will not even be able to study 6 hours, that will take a mental toll. So I'll always make a achievable to-do list. Okay. Second is ignoring physical health. We always ignore physical health when it comes to study. We think that we will study for 12 plus hours and it will help in our preparation. Yeah, it is right. It will help you, but not at the cost of your physical health. Because if you will develop some disease like slip disc, many of my friends are suffering with it. So I know the problem. What happens when you sit for 12, 13 hours a day or 10 hours a day and you're not moving? There is no movement in the exercise or exercise in the body. So slowly, some problems develop. One of my friend is diagnosed with slip disc problem. He cannot now sit on a chair for more than half an hour. So, and he has to take therapy also for this. Okay. So slip disc problem, leg pain, lethargy, this develops. So you don't want that for a preparation, because at least you are in this journey for 2 years. Okay, so that is a long time. And if you're not taking care of your physical health, so clearing UPSC becomes very difficult for you. Okay, so what can you do? Start by sleeping properly. We often tend to ignore the sleeping part. We cut down on our sleep for studies, or we do some other activity than study, and we think, okay, we will sleep only 5 hours and we will compensate it. But here is the where problem lies, because if you are cutting down on your sleep, it will be reflected on your productivity, on your physical health. Okay, so please do not compromise on your sleep. Compromise 1 hour on your study, that is okay, but not on sleep. Okay, okay, not eating home cooked meal, or if you are living in a PG or outside, so not eating normal meal and eating like outside meal, momos, pizza daily. So the body is not getting the energy. Basically, burger, pizza, they don't have that much energy, protein that will provide you or make your body sustain this rigorous study cycle. So what happens over a period of time? You develop certain diseases, or your body doesn't function at its maximum level. So that is also a problem, because for a preparation you have to push your body to its maximum capacity. So it is necessary that you eat home cooked meal, healthy meal. I too do this. Like I too eat a lot of outside food. I am trying to control it now, but it is hard to control. I know that from the personal experience. But yes, please try to eat healthy meal. Okay, it will help your physical and mental health too. Okay. try to include some fruits, like in evening, if you are drinking tea, try to include nuts with it, or you can have one whole fruit. That will help. Okay. Okay. And how you can start with like taking care of your physical health is by just taking this step. Start with going on 10 to 15 minute fast walk after dinner. Just after dinner, give yourself 10 to 15 minutes. If there is a park near you, go in the park, do some stretching, and 10 to 15-minute walk, or you can walk on the road. Moving on, reading newspaper from first day. So there is a misconception that we have to read newspaper daily. Many people start reading it from the first day. Many people start reading two newspaper in a day, and they don't understand anything, because if you're not knowing the basics of the basic syllabus, basic, you have not read basic books, NCRT, and you start reading newspaper. So you will not make any sense of it. If you are reading it for fun, that is okay. If you are like, it takes uh, it gives you a sense of relief, it gives you a sense of completion, and for that purpose you are reading, that is completely okay. I too read it for that purpose. But if you are reading it for, like, seriously for UPSC, that you can extract from it some material, so, and you are reading without reading any basic books, so you are making a big mistake. Because if you will not be able to extract anything, because you don't know the basic syllabus, you don't know what types of question UPSC asks, you have not analyzed the PYQ. Okay, and you are reading it from day one. So it is important that when you start reading, at least you have completed your basic NCRTs. Okay, you have certain grip over the syllabus, you know what types of question UPSC asks, you know basic concepts, then you start your newspaper. And there is like, reading newspaper differs from person to person. Like, I didn't read my newspaper for prelims or for mains. In interview, of course, I have to study for, like, I am studying now two newspapers, like I'm trying to study two newspapers, I'm starting to study. But in my prelims and mains, I didn't study a single newspaper, because I thought that I will can do it with current affair magazines. Okay, so it differs from person to person. Figure out what works best for you. If you want, I can make a separate video on this topic, otherwise it will the video will be this video will become very long. So it depends on person to person, but this is certain that do not think that you study newspaper from day one and you will get you what it is trying to say. Okay, and many aspirants get demotivated because they study newspaper and they cannot figure out what to study, how to study. Some people study two newspapers per day plus current affair magazines. So please do not make this mistake. You will waste your time. Okay, and also I personally have read both the newspaper, like Indian Express and the Hindu, and liked Indian Express more. So I am studying Indian Express for now. But it is your personal choice which newspaper you are studying, either Indian Express or the Hindu. But please don't read both newspaper, because there is no meaning. You will waste your time only. Okay, moving on. So, reading current affair magazines from day one. This is also a problem. Many aspirants come first day only, they will pick up the Vision IS monthly compilation or Insights IS monthly compilation, and they will not get anything, because you cannot make a sense out of it if you do not know the basics. So, basics is very important in this whole preparation journey. So, you cannot read current affair magazine from day one. Okay, you will read it, but you will forget it after 1 hour only. So there is no meaning of wasting time. There is a proper time. Like, if you want to read, you if you read your basic NCRTs books, so you can start with daily, like reading 30 minutes maximum. Anyone like Vision, Insight, Only IS, they all provide 1 month compilation of the current affairs. So you study that if you want to, because in the last you have to read the yearly compilation for prelims or mains. So that helps you a lot. Okay, because you get everything at one place. Okay, in last you have to study that only, mug up that only. So if you like, if you want to study, like there is FOMO that I am missing something out, only give half an hour or less than that. Also fix a number of pages. I will read 5 pages per day and just read it. If there are certain concepts in it, understand it, but do not try to mug up, do not try to make notes of it, because everything at last you will be provided by the coaching. Yeah, and I will make separate videos for all these points to make this all clear. But for now, please be aware in current affairs or newspaper, there is no need to start it reading from day one. Okay. Also, many people tend to read NCRT when they are in beginning phase or also later from class 6 to 12. I find it total waste of time because it is my personal opinion and it might seem harsh to some people, but it is, in my humble opinion, it is total waste of time because maximum questions which are asked are in, like in, for example, in geography, that will be from 12th, 10th NCRT, sorry, 11th and 12th NCRT. Okay. And one question it might ask from 10th NCRT, 9th NCRT, but the cost benefit ratio is very low. So please, if you have less time or even if you have time, so read this 5 times. That will help you more than reading from class 6 to 12. Okay. If your basics is not clear at all, okay, you are from humanities background or you have no knowledge, then you can start from class 6. Otherwise, I personally do not advise anyone to start from class 6. It is total waste of time. Okay. Like for example, if you are reading from class 6 to 12th, there is no meaning because ultimately you have to, what you have to do, you will study class 11th and 12th NCRT, and then you will move on to spectrum, lucent, etc. So that will it contains all the things in a crux. So there is no point of studying. Like similarly in Lakshmikant for polity. Okay, okay. The sixth point is focusing on prelims before mains. So I have done all this mistake too. Many people do, and what happens? Prelims you clear, but mains, in mains you cannot clear if you're not means ready. If you're not means ready before prelims, it is, like, I'm not telling it is absolutely impossible to clear, but for a normal aspirant it becomes very tough because in 2022 means my optional was not prepared. Okay, so what happened, my 80% time went in preparing optional and ultimately I missed my mains by 30 plus marks. Okay, so it is mandatory that you study your optional well, static portion of mains well before giving or before that 3 months or 4 months of prelims. So that will help you. Ultimately, you have to clear, you have to write mains. So please focus on mains. Do not give excessive time, focus on prelims. Okay, moving on. Answer writing from day one. So there is mass hysteria that you have to write answer daily. You have to write the answer from day one. It is totally wrong. In my opinion, it is totally wrong because if you're no knowledge about Lakshmikant, if you're not heard about spectrum, you have not read it once or twice. So how can you expect that you will write an answer? If you will write, you can write, but you will simply see the textbook and you will copy it, nothing else, and that will not help you like 1% also. So there is some basics. You read basic books like Lakshmikant. If you are trying to write polity, Lakshmikant, you have to read at least 2 times. Then you will grasp something and then start uh, writing answers. Okay, start with static portion. It is easy to write answers from static portion. Like now November is approaching. That is, it is ideal time to start writing answers. So don't write daily answers. You in once in a week or twice in a week decide a day. Okay, read basic books like for booster, like to boost your confidence. First start with basic portion like agriculture because these questions repeat and this question doesn't change. So what you will do, take your basic agriculture notes from anywhere. Okay, you read it, try to memorize it or learn it, and then open the previous year UPSC mains question and then try to write it with timers on. Okay, that will help you. Write once or twice a week. That will help you. 10 questions, 5 questions. But please do not try to write daily current affair questions. That will not help you in long run. In my personal experience, if you're writing UPSC mains previous year questions, there is no better alternative to it. Okay, so please write. You can write agriculture question, geography question, internal security question, because these questions tend to repeat and they do not change. So it will help you between pre and mains also. Okay, okay. Now consistency is the key. Okay, what happens? We study 12 hour one day and then we will study 5 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours next day, on and off. This is not good. It is better to study 7 to 8 hour dedicated with focus daily than to study 12, 13 hour one day, then taking 2 days rest. Okay. And also remember, some days are bad days. Okay. So some days you will not be able to study anything. Your mind is in distress. You are feeling anxiety. You are thinking that how I will complete the syllabus. So it's okay. Some days are bad days. Everybody has it. It's okay. If you can't study, at least try to study 2 hours that day, because something is better than nothing. And if you can't study that also, take a break. If you're not your body is not allowing it, take a break. There is no harm in it. Next day you will start fresh. You will give your productivity. It is good. Okay. Comparing your progress with others. I have done it a lot. Like, I generally do not do it. I have not done it in past, but in after entering into the preparation, I started to do it, and that is not good for your preparation, for your mental health total, and for your motivation. Because what happens when you compare yourself with others, like he has read that many pages in a day, or he has completed whole spectrum in a week, and I am taking such a long time, there is always a sense of non-fulfillment. Okay, so your motivation will go down. Whatever you are reading, you will not feel like reading it. Absorption power will go down. Okay, also remember, if you are comparing yourself with another aspirant, what happens, you do not know his educational background, you do not know his family background, what kind of gene pool he has, whether his family is educated or not, because these things matters. If you are like first generation, you like who is reading, and your parents are not that literate, obviously you will feel difficulty. Okay, because you cannot share minute details with your parents also, the preparation pressure you are feeling, or the level you are at and others are there. Okay, so what happens, the family background also matters, educational background also matters. If we are not good in English, okay, like I myself is not very good in English, influent in speaking English, so what happens, your educational back, you are coming from a village and you are trying to compare someone who has studied in English whole their whole life, so what happens, you will obviously feel anxiety. Okay, they are they will grasp more. They have studied, if they are studied in English for 12 years, 10 years, they will grasp more. They will read the sentence quickly. They will finish the pages of any book like quickly than you. So you do not know their educational background. You do not know their family. You do not know their financial condition, because finance matters a lot. Okay? It gives a sense of security to you. So you know your preparation is the best. Okay, prepare accordingly. Do not see anybody or compare. Always it will demotivate you and harm your preparation. Okay. And the last point is worrying too much. Like, I am the victim of it. I still do it a lot. Okay. Like, how this thing will be done, how this thing will be completed. Oh my God, I have so much less time left. Please do not it. If I'm reading optional, I am worried how I will complete my GS. Okay. If I'm reading my GS, I am worried how I will complete my optional. Even in GS, if I'm reading history, I am worried how I will complete my society. So worrying too much is harmful, very harmful. So there is need to take one step at a time. Okay, take one step at a time. Make a realistic, very reliable to-do list. Okay, do not make a to-do list that is very simple that you achieve 100%. Like, there is one rule. I mean, I prefer it, 80-20 rule in studies also, in making to-do list also. Okay, what you do, make a to-do list which is 80% achievable and 20% you cannot achieve. So what happens, you will never feel like I have completed this thing. Okay, you will not relax next day. You when you go to sleep, your mind is always like, okay, I have not completed my target fully. I have achieved a lot today. Okay, I have completed my target maybe 80%, maybe 90%, but not completely. So tomorrow I will study more hard, and I will try to complete my target. So it will give you a sense of confidence, or you will get motivated. Okay, tomorrow I will complete my target. Tomorrow I will give one extra hour. Tomorrow I will not go outside or waste any time for, and I'll study one more hour, 2 more hour to complete my target. So it will give you a sense of motivation. Okay, so the target is reliable, so you will not be get demotivated too, because you are completely completing your 80 to 90% of the target. So please make a realistic target. Do not worry much about future, what will happen. I will complete your syllabus. I know saying this is very easy, but and doing it is very difficult, because I myself am trying to do it. Okay, and I am failing daily, but please, it will help a lot from my personal experience. Okay, if like at this point of time I can remember only these points, and I think video is also getting much longer in length. So if there is more points, I thought these points are very important, so I address this first. Okay, if there are more points, I will add it to the list. In future I will make more videos around it. Okay, if in any point like how to maintain consistency, how to do answer writing, or mains preparation, prelims preparation, you can always comment. I will reply to it. I will try to make a separate video on it. Okay. Okay. Already I think we have crossed 15-20 minutes. So thank you very much for listening to me, being patient, and really hope that this helps to you and in your preparation journey. Thank you very much.